Fall is in full swing and it's loaded with the beautiful colors of mums and asters and sunflowers. And here at Edwards Garden Center, they are all ready for you for your fall decorating. I'm here with Dan Kotsko. Dan, fall is so much fun because, I mean, you could put the things out in, of course, September, October, November, and you have all this beautiful color.
Of course, you know, it's one of the best things. We're just coming off a really hot summer, and people want to have that color going into the fall. Now it's cooler.
So we're going to make a beautiful fall planter, right?
Yes.
All right, we're going to give people some inspiration to try something at home. So what do we start with?
So one of the first things you have to start off with planters is picking your pot.
Okay.
And there are wide varieties of pots you can pick from. Here we have an example of a fancy sort of glazed terracotta pot.
Beautiful.
We also, you know, a lot of people love plastic pots.
Right, right.
And they all come in different shapes and sizes. And then you have like these harvest baskets.
Yes.
They're perfect for fall. You can use also tall plastic. You can use anything for planters. We have an example of a coal bucket here. We also, if you've ever been to Edwards, we have a very large Volkswagen in the front of, in the beginning.
I love it. It's so much fun. And it is, the planters are fun. I, particularly for the fall, love these baskets. They're awesome. You just have to make sure that you have a drainage hole, right, in the bottom?
Yes, so most pots come with a drainage hole. This one is permeable because it's wood, so you really don't have to worry about that. Other ones, you really have to look. Some of the ceramic ones are more decorative.
Yes.
That you just have to put something in. But other than that, anything that has a drain hole, that's very important. So now that you've picked out your pot, the next thing you wanted to talk about is soil. This is probably the most important thing after the pot. And I can't stress enough that it has to be potting mix.
Okay.
A lot of people think you just dig dirt out of your garden and throw it in.
Right.
And that's one of the bad things about it is it compacts. You know, and the roots don't have a chance to move around. So potting mix, it's nice, light, and airy.
Yes.
It has perlite to help with drainage.
All right, what's next?
So next is plant choice.
Okay.
Now there's a general rule that a lot of people can follow for container gardening. You have your tall eye catchers, those are called your thrillers, and then you have the low ones that are more like they fill the pot.
Right.
So we're going to start with our grass. This is probably the most common thing you see in fall planters. It's a red fountain grass. So you're going to take it out of the pot. Now one of the things you notice here, it has a lot of roots.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is tear up the roots. That way the roots have a chance to sort of spread out into the potting soil.
All right.
So this is going to go in the back.
All right.
So this will be one of our thrillers. We're going to have 2 thrillers in this pot.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that there's soil around all of the root ball and just sort of pack it in just like that.
It's nice because it has that beautiful, it starts to get that nice red color.
Dark color, and then in the end it'll have nice, feathery plumes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So the next one we're going to do is a coleus. These are really nice for their foliage, their leaf color. And this is going to be another thriller. So you want to tuck it in here, right next to the grass.
I think that's such a important thing is when you kind of fill the pot up and not have so many dead spaces. It really does have that professional look,
and that's one of the best things about fall is, it's a shorter growing season, but you can pack these out, and same thing with the spring, just pack them out with full of color. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about our fillers. So I'm going to start with our aster here. I
love these asters. They're so colorful.
They're really nice, and they give a color that you usually don't see around fall, that bluish purple. And I'm going to tuck this on the other side of the grass.
All right. Beautiful. I love this yellow color.
It's beautiful. This is called a bidum.
Beautiful.
And they're pretty drought tolerant. And these would normally also be considered a spiller as well.
Right.
But I'm going to use this in the center of the pot to draw the eye with that yellow. This is an interesting flower. This is called a straw flower. And if you just feel the texture of it, feels just like they're made of straw.
It's like straw. While you're planting that, those are really fun. I think you could dry those, right?
Yes,
you could clip them and they stay nice, don't they?
Yes, they make really great dried flowers. And I think you can use them as like garland as well if you string them through with fishing wire.
It's coming along beautifully, and we have a few other plants.
That's right. So we're going to start with our white mum. And one of the beautiful things about here at the Garden Center, we have a lot of varieties of different colors of mums and in various sizes. So we have 4.5 inches all the way up to 14-inch mums.
Nice.
So the next we're going to be the ornamental peppers.
These are crazy, aren't they?
They are. It's amazing what they come up with. It's funny. People always ask us, "Are these edible?" And they are, but they are about 10 times harder than a jalapeno pepper.
Oh.
So there's no taste to them. It's just the heat.
Oh, gotcha. Dan, I love the way this came out. It's perfect and it looks so festive for fall. But if you don't have a green thumb, Edwards has an answer for you.
Yes, we have a large variety of pre-potted plants that if you have a decorative planter, you can easily just pop it in.
Nice, easy peasy, right?
Yes.
All right. Dan, thanks again. We really had a great time learning how to make this planter.
Well, thank you for coming by.
You're welcome. Edwards Garden Center has so many great activities all through the fall season. And Trudy, you're going to tell us about them, right?
Yes, I am.
All
yep.
right. What's happening?
During the month of October, we have an extensive kids section. We set up our greenhouses with a corn crib, a maze, a scary maze. On the weekends, we have a face painter in the food trucks.
Fun.
All kinds of fun stuff for kids.
Yeah.
And it's every day of the week during the month of October. It will benefit type 1 diabetes.
Oh, nice.
So the proceeds will go to charity, which is a cause near and dear to our family. My nephew has type 1 and my husband has type 1.
Oh, well,
So-
it's a good way to help out.
Yes, it's a great cause.
And it's so much fun. It's always a fun trip here to Edwards Garden Center for the family, whether you're by yourself or you bring the kids. But
Yes.
it's extra fun during the holiday seasons because you always like go over the top and have so much things for the families and for the children to do. So
Absolutely,
it's something
yep.
that you definitely want to check out. And Trudy, why don't you give us the address and your Facebook and social media?
Yeah, our Facebook is Edwards Garden Center. We're very active on it. We post our seminars on there. We have a pumpkin painting seminar coming up. We also have a website that's up to date, and we're located at 525 River Street in 44. It's at the very end of the dead end street. You can see us from the highway.
Absolutely. Trudy, thanks again for having us here at Edwards.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Happy fall.
Oh, you too. Thank you,
Thanks.
Jackie.